Hi folks, today I'm going to be starting off a mushroom growing kit from Mushroom Box. Elm Mushrooms, they're white in colour and they're supposed to have a slightly different texture and flavour. So these are the boxes that you get sent by Mushroom Box. They've got these lovely little pictures of happy mushrooms on them. So you can see with this one, we're going with the Elm Mushroom. If you want to have a go and do this yourself, this is the website, mushroombox.co.uk. They also sell their boxes on eBay. Comes really quickly in the post. Ordered them 2-3 days ago and they're already here. So inside we have this plastic bag. Here's your bag of substrate. It's just a crunchy bag of straw really. It's all been sealed up nicely. The grain spawn. Growing instructions. These instructions are really thorough. Stage by stage information on what you should be doing, when you should be doing it, and also what to look out for. So they've got troubleshooting and growing notes. Take good care of these, don't lose them, they're really useful. Mushroom box contents: box liner, a black bag containing the substrate, a registration card. Now, you'll only get a registration card if you choose the option when you buy the box. I ordered it with the fresh spawn included, but say you were buying this as a present for somebody, you could give them a little card that'll go inside the box, and then when they're ready to grow them, they can send off, and the Mushroom Box team will send them the fresh spawn. And then also the instruction sheet tells you what you're going to need. So you'll need a kettle, so my kettle's just over there, and this is because you're going to need boiling water, a clothes peg or some sticky tape, a sharp knife, a plant sprayer. They note here not to use one that's previously been used with garden chemicals. Okay, so this is the magic ingredient. As it says, store between 1 to 5 degrees Celsius. It's really funny looking stuff, does not look particularly attractive. It's just bits of grain that has this mushroom spawn growing on it. This is going to go back in the fridge because we need to treat the substrate before we introduce this, and that's going to take a long time to do. So get this guy back in the fridge as soon as you've opened the box, and keep it in there until the instructions specifically tell you that it's time to add it to your substrate. As it says here, you should use the spawn as soon as possible for best results. Stage 3. Open the box. Technically I've already done that because I had to open the box to get the instructions. The box is going to be used to provide the growing environment. I'm going to get the kettle boiling because I'm going to need 3 litres of boiling water. Fill it to 1.5 and do that twice. So that's 1.5 litres going on to boil. Okay, so that's the kettle just boiled. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop this into the sink. I'm going to use a knife to very carefully just cut open this bit of sellotape here. Move this tab out of the way. In fact, it might be better in this one. Okay, so that's the bag ready for the hot water. Now be really careful at this stage that you don't burn yourself. Now if you don't have one ready yet, this would be a really good time to get yourself a clothes peg because you're going to need it. Okay, so that's the second 1.5 litres boiled and ready to go in. Done. You just very carefully going to fold this over. Get that clothes peg on, and now I'm going to move it to somewhere that it can't get knocked, probably under the kitchen table. I'll leave that for 8 hours now, and I'll come back later tonight to do the next stage. So I will see you then. Alright, so now I'm going to do the next stage of the process with growing the elm mushrooms. So first things first, I'm going to grab the box and let's have a look at what the instructions say. It did say in the instructions to leave it for 8 hours to cool. I've actually left it for about 24 hours now, just had other things that needed doing last night. So the next thing we need to do is to cut off the corners and then leave until all of the excess water has drained out. There's a lot of water coming out. So I'm just going to leave this to drain for a little while now and just give it time to get all of that excess water out. Right, it's still draining, so I want to make sure that my hands are nice and clean so that I'm not introducing anything else that will want to grow in this beautiful substrate. So let's get these bad boys clean. Okay, so for the next bit, we're going to need the grain spawn. So what you can see is there's actually a lot of lumps in here. What you want to do is to break them apart and get them as small as possible. This means that there's as much surface area as possible for the mushrooms to grow when you mix them into the substrate. I'd say it's probably best to do this whilst they're still in the bag, so you want to spend as little time as possible handling these guys so that you don't get them contaminated. So let's get this added to the substrate. Okay, so I think that's good enough. Okay, and now I'm going to use a knife just to cut. I'm going to do 2, 2, and 2. And I'll do that on both sides of the bag. So let's pop it in. Back inside the box. And then you just want to take this polythene bag that they've included and wrap that around it. And this is just to help retain the moisture. Okay, and then we're going to close up the box. You want to put it somewhere warm, ideally between 18 and 25 degrees Celsius. Don't have it above 30 degrees though. If you have it above 30 degrees, it's going to kill off the spawn. 21 to 28 days. Just give enough time for the mycelium to grow all the way through the substrate. You don't need to do anything now for the next 3-4 weeks. So you just put it away, leave it, and it's just getting all warm and cozy, and it's going to do its thing. And we'll come back in a couple of weeks and see how it's doing.